Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Prismalin, and today we're back with some more SpellRogue. I am really liking this update. Especially on the last run, it was really good. But we've kind of gone through all the setups with everything. Next up now is to kind of go through and do all of these different descents with each of these, which is sort of the next plan, I guess. I mean, we could just ramp them up every single time, or we could just stick to number 1 to begin with and just see how we go. I don't really know. I mean, I guess we'll try and a Descent 2 with Azar and see how we get along, right? I mean, that will be the plan. As for what we're going to go for, what build do we want to start with? So, don't really like the Knight in that is not that bad, actually. Except you got to use that twice on Destroy, increase on Countdown. We got here Countdown, Rightmost, Random Spell, get more charges. Interesting. Split die and get wounds. I had a wound build before and it was really good. What do we go for now? Let's just go back to the start. We'll go again. We'll go Descent 2 and we'll see how we get along. And with this one, I would prefer having extra 1, 2, and 3, I think. Actually, no, you roll 2 dice, so yeah, we'll take the Sunweave Cloak. I think that's more efficient, right? Yeah, cool. Might do a wound build later down the line. Might do that. Enemies start with 4 regeneration. Activate a sap trap at the combat start, so I assume I just basically get sap like straight away, instantly, for like 1 turn, which means my defense is terrible. During boss battles, enemies start with 1 power. That's probably not that bad, actually. Like, across like the grander scheme of things, boss battles don't tend to have issues with having power scaling. Like, I find some of like the mini bosses more difficult than the actual late game bosses. We roll that there. Increased by 3 for each dice spent. No point gaining blocks, so trigger another 3 in there. The other thing I want is probably to split die. That would be the other interesting thing I need to be able to do. I do like it. The consistency of being able to get that off, though, is going to be the worry on it. So, Falling Fire, equal die, roll a die, and then on Deplete. So I get 2 1s and then basically get another die back, which could just be terrible or good, depending on what happens. A Hemorrhage isn't bad, just to dump stuff into it to increase extra damage for a turn, if you think about it. But this works better with like multi-hit attacks or stuff like that. Do I want anything from here? Not really. I mean, the Falling Fire is pretty good, and it is sellable. But I want something I can actually use immediately. Leech. On health loss increase by 2 for the combat. Magma Skin. Or Charcoal Dagger. I'll take that, actually. And we have 1 and 2 elite fights this way, as well as that way, but not this way. So do we want to go for an early shot? Early shot could be pretty good, actually. I can't take the early shot. So I guess we're doing event. Yeah. Do you want the event before or after? I guess I'll go for the event before. I want to get as much power as possible, so I'll go left. So I've got this as my countdown. So I guess we're going more countdown focused if we can, work towards that. That will be the plan. Chuck a 5 in here. Odds are that will not work very well for me. Yes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Of course it wouldn't. And then we'll just put that in there for now. Like that's the benefit of Rupture, is like if you have lots of die you can use, you can really get it kind of like going as such. That is a kill on that, so that's pretty good. I guess we'll just deal the damage here now while we can. Could chuck the one in here for like an extra 3 damage. I was like, why bother? And there we go. Nice and easy. What else do I want? Infuse Shield is pretty good. I do like that. And I can get, like, roll extra die, or just roll a 1 or a 2 if we put a 3 into it. We'll pick that up. I think I've had that before in the past. What are we going for here? The extra scaling on this is pretty good, or just taking the extra immediate damage is interesting. Destruction to reduce countdown seems good, but I'd probably rather have the Ignite, the extra die, and just take a bit of chip. I think that's what we'll do. It's like Blaze and stuff, so I want stuff that's going to have low value die that I can dump stuff into. We'll take that, and we'll move on. 3 gold every turn. The consistency of which I get this is quite high, and I don't know if there's something weird going on with the background programming for that. But it is definitely unusual. It's like most time with this, I will always get like 3 back, so that's why the Ignite's on it. So I can probably work around that in some ways if I want to, or I can just take chip damage as and when I want, but it does help set this up, so... Okay, so yeah. It's got Ignite for 2 turns now. 2 turns? Yeah. So how are we going to deal with this? Put 3 in there, we get 1 back. Do it again. And can we one-shot someone? This is the question. I'll take some more armor. We can, and I should take out one of these guys, because they're going to deal more damage to me. And I don't need more defense, so I guess we'll set that up. Ooh. So yeah, if I use it twice in a turn, this is where the issue arises, that I keep wanting to use it. But we can work around that a little bit, I think. Anyway. Like, take little bits of chip here and there, and then kind of just ramp up as much damage as possible. Lots of 1s, you're now gone. I guess we'll do the same here as well. Just put the 2s in and deal the damage. This should be a kill. Yep. Cool. I do like the upgrade on that, but I might need some form of, like, healing. Ooh, target spell, and then we gain some radiant. Minus countdown. I do get 1s. And they're quite good at just like reusing spells a lot. And I do have lots of countdown stuff anyway. Interesting is putting this on countdown itself would work really well with this later down the line. Apply weak. Yeah, like weak's only good for 1 turn. Like trying to put more dice in this is not that great. I'll take the channel mana. I think for now... There's only 2 spells I want it in, I don't want it on this one. So I'll leave out the... It gives me options to pivot, right? Is what I was thinking there. So, with this, I have the option to go in stuff that uses less die rather than more die to cast spells, right? At least in theory. We'll get some armor. Then we'll chuck this in. Gain some more armor. Annoying that that's got kind of reduced down, but it's fine. Just put the 2s in there first, deal that damage. I need 12 at least, so... You're getting the 12. Ooh, 3. They take 4 damage a turn with the use of this ignite now, but it's fine. The visual in this is really good now, I do like it. Some visual updates are always nice, right? Don't need armor, just need to do damage as much as possible, so we'll work towards that. There we go. Now I'll put the 4 in there, because at least it is extra damage, right? He says. Eh. I'll sacrifice some health this turn. I can't have the crits be on me. Them taking like the vulnerability. It will not be a good sign. Just take some armor there first. Right, I think that's like the best way to act on that. And then we'll do the same again, take a little bit of chip damage. Don't need to gain armor, so... And then 15. Should have gained some armor then. Should have thought about that a bit more on what I wanted to use, but I make mistakes all the time. So what I take, that's 6, and that's 9. I need more die. Again, still need more die. A 2 and a 1. Doesn't give me 16 though, does it? That should work. Oh, it was so close. Oh well. It's fine, it's good enough now. It is good enough. Ooh, upgraded potion. Let's go. Okay. See that would have been good if I had this upgrade instead, right? So Meteor is the other option. Gain critical -4 countdown. I could pivot. We could pivot into this. Because with the consistency getting 1s, and maybe some other way to get other armor with the infused shield and stuff, like, there are ways around this. Right? And let's get Radiant on that, and that's not a good spell. Take the Meteor then. Now, the critical doesn't matter, and the extra damage doesn't matter for now. And the 3 rolling a random die is kind of more interesting, but I want the consistency of being able to get other stuff off. So, Channel Mana and taking that out is what we'll go with. Right? So, the plan we have now is Flame Hunger, get ones, chuck them into Channel Mana, which then decreases the Meteor countdown. What we want to do is get this to be up to 1, really. So 1 extra countdown reduction on this. And then we want to be using this to put 3s into it, so I get shielding, which we will upgrade this shielding at some point to get 5. To then get more 1s to dump into this. So that is kind of the plan. And then hopefully we can get some like critical, and we'll probably get rid of these 2 eventually, to replace with just better options. Do not care. Turn 1 receive sap. Yeah, turn 1's only a sap turn. It is extra gold, but I gain gold way too quickly anyway, so... like, it's just not worth it. So yeah, this is kind of the exact point. So we chucked this into there. Rob didn't get a 1, but we had the option. 5 in there. Get 3s. Put that in there, gain more armor, get a 1 back. Do it again, get another 1. And here we go. So we decrease this to try and get it down to a respectable level. Just chuck die into it. Gain 2 dodge. And then the fact we do gain some Radiant is also the other option about this, so it's something to watch out for. Edge kill you off, I don't like you. Or about the rest of it later. If we get 3s, we do get a 3, so we'll chuck that in there. Some more 1s. My Meteor! Do need the crits on it though. I think that's something we need to work towards. And again, we'll chuck more die in there. It is all about working around what we have available to us. Do we do this on this or just take this guy out? I think we take this guy out. He's gaining the marks, so we've got to watch out for that next turn. Don't need to worry about defense, so we can take some damage. Don't have any 1s, there's no point rolling to try and get 1s, so... And then I guess we'll gain some small amounts of armor. Cool. So, chucking this in there first to get a 1, we have to do, that's more 1s. I'll chuck a 2 in here to get more armor as well, and chuck a 6 into there to try and get more 1s again. Lots of 1s. Not fully defended, but it's fine. It's a, you know, boss fight. Like, I'm going to take damage eventually. We'll live with it. Okay, that's interesting. I like this, but the issue is I can't gain armor and power. So I'll probably re-roll away from all these. Right. Suspension is interesting, but again, it takes too much to cast. At least I think. Receiving a wounded is not that great. And Chaos Bolts is interesting. So I'll pick it up as an attack. More armor on this is what I want to start with before we do anything else, because otherwise I'm going to have issues. 19 health versus like an extra 9. I think it's about the same. I would like to try and see if I can get something decent, so... Burn at both ends to random enemy. Ration plating. Reduce the cooldown by this by 1 per combat. I like that. Ashen plating is really good. Plus, you know, helps reduce stuff down as well. So if I don't want to play this, I can start reducing this as well as other options. Ancient of the Skull, new boss. Let's see how we do. A new boss. So I'm assuming we got to defeat the head because it's a summon. This is doing Vex. This is 10. It's gaining 2 power. This is going to be an interesting fight. I'm just going to use the dodge potion straight away. Just so I have it. I gained 10. That's pretty good. Do I try and kill this off first? Or do we just go straight for the head? This is the question in the fight. I'm probably going to say I probably should try and kill this off. Because I just have this feeling that we're going to have problems otherwise. I'm going to use that on the Ashen Plating, because I think long term that might be more beneficial. And I guess I'll chuck that in there as well. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We can roll that in there first. Got a 1, got 3 in there first. Bunch of 2s. We'll use those 2s straight away. That's really annoying with the amount of armor that they're gaining on there. Can't quite fully block. Start reducing this though. I'm already using an evade anyway, aren't I? That was my mistake. I gotta remember that. You have to remember these things. Days. Lower attacking damage. I can't really attack any more than that, so I just gotta defend up. And then we'll reduce that again. I think we got a pretty good build here. Right? Ashen Plating got used. We don't need any more defense then. That's kind of nice. I will get some though. Just so I can do this. We'll try and get the meteor off, but I think just checking the 2s in here is good enough. Let's try and deal damage. And do that again here. I probably should check this in here first. I take a bit of... Oh, no, the dodge takes it. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Kill that. So we just got the skull left now. Okay. So I'm taking 18. We need to defend that, so... 2, a 2. That's defending most of it. One meteor thrown at you. I guess I'll gain more armor here and try and get like the Ashen Plating down a little bit. I'm trying to see like, is there any other mechanics to this boss fight? But I don't think there is. Which is kind of nice, right? That's a full defense, so we don't need to worry. We can just end turn. Yeah, 5 there first, get a bunch of 3s and stuff, and then use them. But it's part of my evil plan. I do need to kind of like defend up though. Yeah, I get enough from that, so that's fine. The interesting is I can chuck ones into this to get this rolling, right? I don't need to chuck any die into this, I can just chuck those. So, like, I didn't do that here, because I can do this into that. Do as much damage as possible. You want to stop at 22. There we go, fully defended. Trying to work around what I have is a very difficult task. I mean, that and that is just going to give me, like, 15. And I was to reroll, try and see if we can get the other form of damage. Or, like, reduction. Which we didn't get, but... I guess this sets up, hopefully, like a turn I can do both. Yeah, it's a win. Oh no, it's not. Give it a chip here. There we go. There we go. I had to really think about that. I was going to muck it up otherwise. Rage Blade. Roll one less die each turn, but I can gain Fury. Interesting. Receive Curse. I don't mind Curse. I don't need sixes and stuff. I need low-cost things, and that's the way my deck's going to work, so that is absolutely fine. That is what we'll plan around. During turn 3, cannot gain any block. No. Every second turn, receive 1 sap. Reduce damage to enemies to 25. I'm not a fan of any of these. We'll reroll. Let me start with 4 Shade Armor. Turn 5 enemies gain 4 power. Then we start with Regeneration 4. That's fine, I'll take Regeneration 4. Like, eventually that will peter out into nothing. Double Elite Fight again? With this build in particular, do I want to be doing that? I do have the chance to pivot if we've got issues, so I guess that's the way. Or do I want to go shop? If I go to shop, I'm into an Elite Fight anyway. I think the shop's more valuable. Gain a block. That is kind of what we're missing at the moment, and I do like that. I think that's worth it. Right? Like, compared to everything else that we're having issues with at the moment, I think gaining block, having this stored up in later turns could be much more useful. Huh. The curse not trigger on turn 1? I don't know. I am going mad. 3 we can defend from that. I would do that in there. Rolls more die. There we go, we're fully defended anyway. Then we just chuck the rest of these, deal damage. Which I guess we're going to try and take this guy out first if we can. We get 4 die, which is pretty good, so we can like spend them as and when necessary. So a 1, no, 3 first, into the 1, into that. This one goes there. So does that one. Deal the attack. I still have enough armor for the moment, so reroll. Yeah, this is not working well with this, so we've got to work around that. Good idea that we kind of picked up the channel mana early. You know, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? Well, if you're gaining power, I'd rather take you out, because that way you don't share the power randomly at some point. No. That way I don't need to defend. And this is the benefit of having this Crisis Orb now. Because I can just use it to gain 10 armor for, like, nothing, which is really useful. Ooh, Sacrifice spell unlocked. I think there are some new spells I don't have, but all those are going to be unlocking anyway because I technically already have all of them. Right? Like, that's a hilarious thing. Gain armor, gain more armor, and gain more armor. And 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, we are doing very well for ourselves. Roll a 3 or a 4 for 2 Kindle. Interesting. Main fire is kind of nice on that as well, though. Combustion, reduce cooldown of this by -2. I like combustion. I think it's another option instead of the meteor because of the reduction that I have. So I will swap it out for the meantime until I can get like this consistently working with some critical or something. Turn 1 gains 7 Banefire. Interesting. Gain max health, or on health loss, 2 Fury. Don't like any of these, we'll reroll them. Turn 1, roll a die. Gain Poxbringer, where up to 2 random die persist between rounds. I like that, because I'm going to have like random die I don't want to spend sometimes. So, gain 8 block, on health loss, increase block by 2 for combat. Okay. Brimstone, reach charge left. It's kind of nice, but either, yeah, start combat has +3 charges, or just gain a general extra charge. Eh. Deal 6 damage to all enemies, increase by 2 for each die spent. Seems great, and it is an increase on Blaze. And the reduction probably won't matter as much, because it's across a wide area. Debatable. Debatable. Destroy random die. Dark Arts. I do like this, and it is damage scaling for like a turn that I can just like chuck a die into it and then watch like these kind of go off and deal stuff. With disenchanting, we're doing this, and this can go for now. I need the thing for that, so life power, interesting. Each 2 attack spells casted around apply weak. We're not really doing that, so we've got to watch that one out for it. All die +1 value in countdown sockets and X effects. Yeah, I take that. That's really good for the deck we've got, really. That means Blaze is going to be one I want to take out now and basically put Meteor in, really, but we'll keep Blaze for now. Because like Ashen Plating comes down, this comes down real quick. This means that 2 can trigger this as well. Which means Dark Arts is actually worthwhile having, I think. I will pick that up. Like, Blaze seems really good, but I think with the Channel Mana and the Flame of Hunger, or the Flame of Hunger, the Flame Hunger, with Combustion, the Ashen Plating, Infused Shield, all this stuff, like, I want to be able to reduce these down as much as possible anyway. Meteor is one of those ones where if I get like other bonuses to it, it's worthwhile as well. Like Reclamation's interesting, Fireball doesn't work with the style of deck we're going for now. And nothing else is, so I guess we're just going to get, hopefully, every second one is rerolled, don't care about it. On roll 2, gain 1 health. Gain Tenacity. Gain block 4 times each turn. Block is not removed between rounds. Oh, yeah, that works with what we've got. I'll pick it up. we're going to disenchant with Disenchant the Blaze, which gives me enough to get another one. Apply Portent to a spell. I will take that. Every 6 non-6 roll transforms into a 6. That just gives me a 6. But Portent. Like, I'm rolling die consistently enough where this will trigger every single time the other one triggers, right? And although I can't get 6s, they are still useful in this style of play. But it could also ruin me in some aspects as well, considering the fact that, like, Infused Shield and stuff is kind of my only defense. It does mean they get this set off, though, every single time. Okay. So, this is a point of where I have to make a decision, and I'm going to go through my thought process with this, because I think it's kind of important to kind of show what my brain is thinking. So, Dark Arts is my scaling within a battle at the moment, so I have to cast it every single turn to kind of ramp up the Rupture to deal more and more damage, which is great and fine, and sometimes I might get 2 casts of it. Portent is one where, as long as I just cast a spell, I get 3 bonuses, right? I don't need to physically have to cast anything, I just got to cast that spell first that turn, which in some cases I am not going to be able to, and it's going to land on stuff I'm never casting anyway, which means I don't get this consistently either. This, though, means that I can always, every 10 die, cast Dark Arts, which increases damage, so that's why we're going for the Dimensional Cube. I think it's kind of, you know, a good idea to kind of explain why I'm choosing that over just the general power scaling, because I believe that Dark Arts already solves the issue I have with it, right? Put that in there, we get a 1, that's brilliant. So like 2s can trigger this now, this is the great thing that. It's like 1s actually work really well in this, and I can check a 6 in there. Get 2 Rupture, it's increased by 3. And then we're just gonna go Combustion, Combustion. And then both of these will actually trigger it, and I still get defense, right? Yeah, cool. And then this is reduced down, and then we can just get more on the Infused Shields. That got reduced, we'll do it again. So yeah, see, like, it didn't matter that that got reduced, it got transformed back into a 6. This is gonna be great. I can see it now. The amount of damage I deal is kind of irrelevant here. But I do want to trigger this again though, that's the other problem I have. Up to 7. Into that. We can kill that off. And I already got defense, so I don't need to worry about anything else. So I guess I'm going to try and get the Ashen Plating up. Actually, no, we can do this first. Take some damage. Put that in there to scale that. And then put that in there. Yeah, so it is really good, this. I'm liking it already. I am liking it already. I gain defense if I need it. We already got the 6 up. Which can go straight into Combustion and be used. So we've already got the one we need to attack ready to go. Already got defense, so we'll chuck that in there. I did have a 3, didn't I? My bad. We'll kill you off, so at least I'm not worried. I gotta try and get 18 defense, so. We can do that, that's not an issue. There we go, we've got the defense, nothing else to worry about. Back into Combustion, use it again. and set up my Ashen Plating. The fact that I can keep rolling die and getting those 6s and stuff is hilarious to me. Yeah, I could just chuck 1s in this now, or I could chuck it into this and like use other stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Kinda. In this though first. Then use this. It's like 1s actually now can trigger my combustion, right? Which is kind of important. I love how that triggered itself there. He goes to 6, gain more rupture on you. A 1. Could try and gain more and more rupture, but I'm fully defended. I guess we'll try and get the Ashen Plating down enough to the point where I can be cast repeatedly every single turn. You also don't lose block. I forget that. I don't lose block every turn, do I? But I can cast defensive like spells 4 times. I do have to remember that. Okay, so we know not to attack you. Add to 6. Apply that. Take you out. Okay, I've got an interesting build. I have an interesting build. Fickle Barrow we don't need, it's not consistent enough. Inferno, no. Gathering Flames. On Deplete, rolling, getting a critical is kind of cool. And the power, which would mean that I could get other stuff back in, and turning this to just a 3 as well is pretty good. So either one of these works really well. I will pick it up. Gathering Flames is now something we can actually probably use in this setup. Which means that Meteor could go back in here, right? So Ashen Plating is kind of the increase scaling I have for like later turns once I get it used up and like reduce the cooldown down. That's kind of why I wanted it. Now, this does give me critical, which will buff this anyway, without the Meteor being in. So until I get the extra bit on Meteor, there's no point in it being in this setup for now. And we'll take the event first, because I always prefer having events earlier on. An Earth spell, a Water spell, or a Fire spell. Let's take an Earth spell. What do we get? Awesome Veil. Rock Slide. Or gain 3 block and mark a random enemy. I do like tracking, but for this it's not really worthwhile because I will have issues with gaining block each turn. This Rock Slide, not really a fan, and I don't mind this. The issue again though is, it's like I can only gain so much block, right? Only can gain so much per turn. Being a 3 though, getting a sapling die at the end of a turn, or when it depletes though, would mean every turn I can only gain 20 block max. Or reroll. Bloom Bolts. Not really rolling 6s. Shimmering Sacred Shimmer is interesting, and so Power. I don't roll 6s, I create them, right? So it's not really that great. Sacred Shimmer gives me a die just by using it, so like a 5 in this just gives me the die back and deals 6 damage. So Power though, I can put a 4 in this, gain power, and start gaining even more power on deplete. So we'll take that. And for now, it is better than the critical I gain on this and deplete. For now, until I either upgrade this one way or the other. Right? At least I think it is. I could be wrong. I could be like massively wrong. But I think it's also funny to have like, you know, stuff I wouldn't normally have set up with this. Okay, so we'll chuck the 3 in here first, because it's just going to be a good idea to do that. I could get 9 block by chucking 2 5s in here, so I will do that. Because that's a lot more block to start off with. The 4 goes in here, because I'm going to need more to gain more block. If I chuck a 6 in there, that's 7, which goes down to 4, which means the 3 will trigger it as well. So that's, again, I'm going to gain block once more. So I will basically do this, get 28, so we do take a bit of chip damage, which is really annoying, but it's fine. Can't get any more blocks, so I guess we're just going to chuck this somewhere useful. That's a horrible start, though. Like, a generally horrible start. Like, they could have done anything else, and I'd have been a lot better off, right? 4 gives me power. That also sets up that. I guess I'll chuck the 5 in here first, because it doesn't go anything else. Lots of 3s, gain some defense on. And then I guess we're going to try and cast all my spells. That goes here, because it just triggers it. I gain some power that way. Or do we go this, try and take something out? If we're going to try and take something out, we need to trigger this first, right? Nah, it doesn't work either way I want it to, so we're just going to try and deal damage. These guys keep gaining power, this guy's going to weaken me, this guy deals... Does that guy deal more damage with this one? They're both the same, I guess. 3 3s is not enough. Right. I don't take any damage this turn, so helping to get this reduced down is fine. But that sets me up for a decent defense next turn. So does this. Snare. Yeah, so already defend against this, that's fine. Don't have to worry about it. Set the soul power. Could put the 6 somewhere, but don't really have anywhere to use it just yet. We just put down the Dark Arts. I guess it's fine. Because that will give me extra half damage on me if I do use it. Which is probably a good idea to actually use it. So at the moment I would need to at least use this first to deal this damage, to take that guy out. We now take 24, but we're fully defended, so we're all good. Math, guys. I can do it. So the reason I put the So Power instead of going like the other routes for power scaling and stuff, one, because it's a green card and I want to play with a green card, which is probably not the best solution to what I was trying to do, but also as well, I feel like it has a better impact in the long run. We'll just get full defense here. Can't get any more defense for this turn, so I guess we'll just gain some power and leave it. It's so annoying that they keep continuously attacking and stuff, you know? That's the 6, that's a combustion. But I guess we want to put a rupture on first. Yeah, on that guy. Like, this scales harder in the long run if I can cast it. At the moment I can't, so I guess that's kind of, you know, it will probably end up going to soap power. Like, I will find something better in the long run. $15. We are fully defended, so I might as well cast this. You can get like another bunch of defense. Okay, and that's gained defense as well. Does that that counts? Interesting. So this counts towards gaining defense outside of the realms of which I wish it counted. There we go. That was a difficult fight, I will admit that. But I guess it's because it's just got more enemies to deal with. It can be very difficult. Incinerate. Oh, incendiary. Just doing 25% for 25 damage in a couple of turns. Not really worth it. Playing weak. If 4 or more die were used to get this, gain a critical. I don't mind this, but the idea of me getting 4 die into it is... I'll reroll. Pickle Barrier just has more block. Again, it's only 6. Convalescence, restoring health. Here's a way to kind of get myself back into the game. I'll pick it up because it is the more expensive one out of them all. And to be honest, I think it's better than Soap Power right now. Because I would like some healing in certain fights, you know. Like, if I get like an easy fight, I can just use this and ramp up some healing. Which would be very, very useful. So that's going there. Then a 1 and a 6. Gain that there. I have yet to fully defend. But this will allow me to now. And then I guess we're gonna start working on everything else. Again, everything is really starting off with just doing as much damage as possible, isn't it? Okay, so no 3s, got 1s, so use the 1s. We shall use them, gain them as much block as I possibly can. Guess we'll cast this as well, it gives me more block for the turn. So it does that and that, we're fully blocked up. Yeah. And we'll just try and reduce everything down as much as possible. Yes, it gave me 2 silence. How delightful. Probably on the biggest die that I don't care about. Well, if I do that, you get mutes, but then you don't gain the negative aspect of it. Chuck the 6 into there again. You got 5. The 1. And even more defense. See, these fights with them just like having like really good opening attacks is very annoying. And the only reason I'm probably surviving as well as I am is because the fact that I can just reduce the cost of stuff on repeat, right? So like, this is getting easier and easier to cast every single turn. Like, that's the only benefit I've got. Do I gain healing here? I think I do. And then we'll chuck this in there to get rid of it, so I don't actually have to worry about it, but I'll get it back eventually. You gotta love it, right? Luckily, I've already gained as much armor as I possibly can have. Like, overall. So it's not like I'm going to be taking like that much damage in the long run. That doesn't kill, but it's hilarious, so I try and do it. Use that to reroll, get some other die. I'm really having to think about this a lot more. I wish I didn't. So gain some healing again. Gain some healing again. Check that in there. Okay, I could gain more. Well, putting it in there means I can't actually do anything else, but... They're gaining power, but I'm stacking armor, so it's kind of like a catch-22, right? They still gotta try and, like, deal enough to get through what I already have. Ones are really useful now. Use this, deal the damage. I don't want to silence this because I can still cast it. But this is the issue, it's the consistency that they keep getting up with everything else, right? Check that in there. You can't actually target anything. That's a 4, 3 goes there, get that on the kill. Cool, so now this should be a lot easier. It was becoming very entertaining to try and keep going through this without trying to, like, you know, lose. But once I, like, get armor going, I'm pretty good. If I had some way to gain more armor, just in a turn, like per spell, it would be a lot better, right? But I went in there and I gained more life than I lost. That is really good. If lethal heal, extract. Fragmentize, split die into 3 is, again, really good on a 6, gain power. Yeah. Gain more healing if lethal, hurt. Eh. Or reroll. 2 us there. Furnace. Pursuit to all other countdown spells. There's 3. For each die spent. Furnace is actually better than the channel mana now. Because this will actually like trigger everything just from like one spell. Right? That goes back in there now for this final fight. Because then we can also gain power every time we do it. Reroll spell. If we're arguing on which one I need to get rid of right now, we're getting rid of Channel Mana. It's really good spell, but I don't need it. Stronger Die seems pretty good with Ember Storm, but I don't think it fits into my build. Game block and weak. Suspension. That's actually really good at 5. Doesn't beat the Infused Shield, but it might beat the Ashen Plating. Essentially, that's just 8 block. Right? And applying the weak as well at 10. Eh, maybe it isn't. So I'm going to add 3 charges. Inferno seems interesting. Kindle. Incinerate. If 5 more die were spent. I'll just pick it up and we'll move on. Like, I'm not getting anything that kind of like stands out to me and think, oh yeah, this is something I really want, right? Against power. Like that's the issue I currently have. Right? Putting 1s in this is hilarious to me. Does mean that like triggering this is not as easy anymore. Right? I'm gonna take a bit of damage here, but it's fine. I should have actually put 1 in there. This means I can just cast this now. We're, good to go. Yeah, so pretty much everything here will pretty much trigger most of it, right? I'm gonna one-shot stuff. This. Need 4s and stuff. Oh, 5 triggers this, so we might as well attack. Yes. 4 gets the Ashen Plating, which gives him more armor. That can go in there to get even more armor. And then we can just gain some power. Why not? One, 2, 5. I trigger everything. It's amazing. The Dark Arts increasing the Rupture as well. This is kind of hilarious to me. Like, why wouldn't I, right? Like, everything gets reduced by 4. It pretty much casts most things. Now, a 2 goes on one of these guys. Another Another one gives me some power. That gets triggered. I can't one-shot that. I'm very disappointed in that front. I can just do that and that, can't I? And do we put this into here? Gain some more defense. Yeah, because like a 1-6 just causes me to like cast like anything for the kill, pretty much, right? Ones. 2 just instantly triggers this as well. And a 3, and a 3, another 3. 22 damage. Still... I can cast this again. We'll increase that again, and just ramp up more armor. It's gonna be a longer video because of this now, actually. Just because like I'm not scaling quick enough in comparison to like the way I normally would do stuff, right? That's 6. Because these triggers most of those. Deal some damage there. Auto cast. That's an achievement. I cast 5 spells in a single turn. How delightful. Do I need still gain armor? Maybe. Oh, so those keep coming in with healing on them. That's interesting. Yeah. They start with it, so it doesn't matter if it's not like turn 1 that gets applied, it's just like, yeah, they come in, they have that effect on them. Well, that's dead regardless of any effect that I choose to have on it now, so I must stack that one up then. My friend, you get one shot. And I'll just gain some armor, gain some power, we'll continue. I think upgrading the furnace is my next point of call, right? Like, that's the next thing I gotta focus on. Just cast this 3 times and we're done, right? Yeah. What am I thinking? I'm liking the fact there's some achievements to this game, because I'm going to get them all. Gain 2 critical, interesting. Receive sap, do not want that. And Dreadstone, I will take the Dreadstone. Let's move on. Let us move on. At the end of the 7th turn, receive 30 damage. Bosses have max health. Basically 10% more. That's fine. I'll eventually get through it. It'll take me a while, but I will eventually get through it. I don't need to worry about anything else. Do we have a late end shop? We do have a late end shop, so we should probably go that route. And I can avoid a good amount of fights as well, because I think I'm pretty much set. Yeah, I don't need any more upgrades and stuff. Like, if I do get an upgrade on this, it's just going here, right? Which seems pretty good, but, like, I don't need it. It's sort of the build idea that I've got, so yeah. Use 3 spells, choose gain an artifact, 1, 2, and 3, that seems absolutely fine. Gain a rune. Max health for a shard. Yes, please. Give me a free shard, why not? So this will consistently get stuff down anyway. Right? They reduce the cost and the attack is kind of irrelevant. This gaining defense is probably useful. This being at 5 is kind of whatever, or the scaling could be more useful. Actually, the scaling could be really useful. Yeah. Like, this seems great, but we can work around it. But especially with the extra die now, this scaling quicker is better. 6 max health back, or yeah, just getting 6 max health, we don't need anything else. Go straight across to here. We're gonna see avoid fights. For each 4 rolls, apply 2 mark to all enemies. The 1 charge to a random spell 4 times. For each second time losing health, gain 1 power. I don't really care. This seems pretty good though. I remember this was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, as long as you rolled those, you were good. Lose Furnace, and hell no. Might Rune, pay 40 gold. Yes, please. We're going to apply the Might Rune to my combustion. Now we get 1 fights off, and then we got to face like 1 elite. Go to shop though. To shop? Go down to shop. I do like having the tenacity though. That is really good with this setup. And this scaling quicker is going to be huge. That, and that. Getting something there, put the 1 in here. Only got 5 block. That's going to be very difficult to stop otherwise, so... There we go. A full amount of block for the turn. We shall figure out what to do afterwards. The main thing is like 3 die in this, we'll pay it back with the ignite, and then I can still like gain more if I wanted to. Like, that's how good it is. Do we chuck this in here just to get the ashen plating again? Then I have to put like 2 more in there, just gain that out. So do I just deal damage here? Scale. Give me 10 block. Deal damage there. Fight 2. Okay, so ordering these is going to be a little bit something I need to figure out on. That's also something that I've never actually had to worry about before. Huh. I have never had to worry about it until now. That is kind of intriguing to me. Right? I know he's still scaling, and it's very annoying that they are still scaling, but... We'll worry about that later, right? 81 damage. Get as much defense as I can. It's fine. And this is probably one of the worst fights that I could have got anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. Right. Oh, I forgot to defend. I could have defended. I do it every time with Dreadstone. I really do, and it is kind of ridiculous just how much I keep doing that as a mistake. But all these seem interesting, but like, yeah, I don't really need them. Again, channel mana's back. Crescendo. Each turn, -2 countdown. I haven't upgraded combustion, have I? No. I do get a shot from this fight. Okay. No, I don't get a... Yeah, I do, don't I? I get a shard here. Not quite yet. Okay. But crescendo. You're on my radar, buddy. You are on my radar. Potency, we've already run all these stuff, but yeah, we're not going to worry about those. We're just going to get my artifacts and probably sell some stuff. Each turn, deal 1 damage to the front enemy for each dice rolled this turn. We roll a lot of die, actually, so that is pretty good. Soldier choice spells. Gathering Flames is not being used. Coalescence for those knights is not really being used. Meteor, I'm probably not using that, nor Kindle, so we'll disenchant all those. With that saying, probably so power is out because Crescendo does it better. I need to have this here first, and then those two. That way this triggers, then these trigger, right? Ordering is important now. First 2 spells, apply weak, gain dodge on turn 1 is pretty good. After 15 spells, gain critical. Flame Brand. Yes, please. And do I want some sort of random potion? Not really. We'll leave the shop and continue. So who shall we face here? Oh, this guy. So Crescendo is really good in the sense that I can kind of abuse it. Yeah. That can go in there, deal that there first. Need to make sure I get some armor, otherwise we're going to have issues later down the line. Combustion getting cheaper already is probably a good idea, just so I can start casting it, but this is where most of my damage comes from anyway. Crescendo does still work. We should apply the marks to him as well. 3s! I like 3s though. This is not fair. You know it's not fair, game. This game really knows it's not fair. It does this. It does. That is something I did not know, and now I know it, so it's going to be a pain for anyone to deal with me. This does health damage, right? Use the Crescendo. Man, that was really quick. The crit really helped out, actually, there. I think, did I get the crit? Increase 5 by each die spent. Don't care about it. Demean is not really that great. We'll reroll. Banefire, Radiant. I do like that, but Inner Rage. Yeah, we'll just take that, because why not? This is what we want. Each turn, gain 2 extra. And here, we just take the healing. Get back to full health, and the final boss battle. Let's go. Let's see how we do here. Gotta remember, we are at a descent stage 2, so... Oh, 9! Ooh, they increased it today. Is there more? There are more descent stages. I gotta look into that. That sounds extra fun, right? So, first of all, everything is -4, -4. That is brilliant. Well, -4, -4. I can't get away from it. And we're going to start just stacking up. I think as much defense as I possibly can is a good idea. Right. Like, as much anything else goes on, and just trying to ramp this up as quickly as possible. I can trigger the crescendo, right? That's 6 and 3, yeah. Just kill one of these guys off. Take a bit of chip damage. Stops the defense, but this will stop me taking damage. Do that then. And then we end turn. Actually, I could give myself some regeneration, but wait until I take actual damage from that. El Coolio. 1, 2, and 3. Give it a chip there. I can actually ramp that up. Actually, I should ramp that up. Probably take this guy out because it's worthwhile. And like combustion doesn't kill. Okay. Use the 3 here though, and again. Chuck the 1 in, deal the damage. Gain the action plating from there. We cast this to gain 10? No, we just gain the 5 from this. And then... yeah, this will just trigger eventually anyway, so just reduce the ashen plating, I guess. So at least I can cast that every single turn. And we're good. I gain 20 armor here. I do like this setup though, it's kind of insane. Ashen plating. We'll give you, because you're going to do something really annoying. The effect. And I guess I can just use the crescendo here. Doesn't quite get the kill though. It's kind of annoying. Because I don't want to use this again on something else, so... use that there. Use that crescendo on you, gets the kill, deals damage. Use the combustion to take that out. I still can't use that, but we can gain some armor. Doesn't give me enough though. Doesn't give me enough for an ashen plating though. Or just 2 of these, which is better. Which I can't use. My brain doesn't work. Oh no, not my combustion. Why would you do such a thing? I guess the 1 goes here just to trigger it. 3, 2, and 5. You get... oh, I don't know why I did that. It was a waste. Ah, you get taken out anyway, don't you? Chuck that in there to deal that. I'm taking a fair amount. The question is, I have, but that's 2, 2, 4 is not enough to trigger the combustion or the crescendo. So I need to put that in there. Now I should have enough. To get the kill Oh, for each dice rolled, 11. And then I gain as much armor as I can. I will admit the tenacity that I got at the start, the Everguard, is really working for this build. Everything gets marked, nice. Like, right? Like, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be struggling a lot more. Your deep damage is trying to silence me, so you get taken out. And the Dark Arts... I've really underrated this pick. I think I have. Like, I never really knew how good it could be until now. You hear that, Harry Potter fans? Never sleep on the Dark Arts. Do I get combustion going? No, I can still gain some armor. Still gain some armor. Look at this, and it's up to 52 damage if I cast it. By itself, like, I gotta cast this, then the spell. We just do damage to you if I can't, like, actually cast the Dark Arts first. 1, 2, 3. And again, same again. Cast on you if I can't cast anything else. You're going to do something really annoying, so we'll take you out. I can't do it with that. Interesting. Gain some armor. The weakness is very annoying. Didn't want to waste all this, but it's fine. I gained 2 more armor. So we'll do that and that. But it is madness, though. 1, 2. Put that in here first, just so this triggers. So I can do this, then do this. Ah, interesting. The ashen plating triggered after the combustion, even though they were in a different order. That's something to figure out. So, if someone does see this from the development team, is this an oversight that the ashen plating triggered after the combustion, or did is that the order we want them to be triggering in? It's important because of like how stuff resolves, right? Because there will be attacks that benefit from having armor, and if I have like these triggers with furnace, do I gain the armor first and attack, or is everything happening simultaneously and this is just a visual issue, right? I don't know, but it's something to have a look at, I think, just to make sure that it probably is. You probably have done it, and you know, I'm just being pernickety about nothing for no reason. For no reason, no how. But it's important to me. I need to know. Like, cause this is why I ordered the Dark Arts in front of the Ashen Plating and stuff when it all then triggers, because it's very important that it triggers in the right way for me. Right? Although I do keep forgetting with the Dark Arts to actually trigger it this way. See, yeah, like, that there, because that hit 0 first before this one, it triggered. Okay. That's what's going on then. Interesting. Well, you're going to take as much Dark Arts damage as I possibly can get out of you, so... There we go. Bunch of new unlocks and everything else as well that we got cool. Pretty interesting. Like the build though, that was really, really good. I guess what I'm gonna have to do now, now that I've noticed that they do label it, it's going to annoy me otherwise. Yeah, sacrifice. All this stuff that I already kind of had unlocked. I don't know if I re-unlocked them or not. But yeah, because this exists, and it has a little dice symbol, we're going to need to unlock everything as much as possible. And because I saw that there's a descent level 9, we're going to have to keep going and doing all this stuff, right? Oh, and on these as well. Oh no, what have you done to me, game? What have you done to me? Yes. If you want people to play your game a long time, and you have like multiple runs like this is how you get them to play through it all repeatedly, to have everything at the highest level, every last thing labeled, the different startups, the different deck archetypes, everything. This is how you do it, folks. This is how you get someone's OCD going. But anyway, if you do enjoy this video, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.